And have some cider, he says, smirking. In a minute, Peter says, pulling me back. She said right now. Owen says, oh my God. I throw a panicky look at Peter. I should probably get going before my dad starts to worry. He nudges me toward the door with his chin. Just come inside for a minute, and then I'll take you home. As I step inside, he takes off my coat and says in a low voice, were you really going to walk all the way home in that fancy dress? In the cold? No, I was going to guilt you into driving me. I whisper back, what's with your outfit? Owen says to me, it's what Korean people wear on New Year's Day. I tell him. Peter's mom steps out of the kitchen with 2 steaming mugs. She's wearing a long cashmere cardigan that's loosely belted around her waist, and cream cable knit slippers. It's stunning, she says. You look gorgeous. So colorful. Thank you, I say, feeling embarrassed over the fuss. The 3 of us sit down in the family room. Owen escapes to the kitchen. I still feel flushed from the almost kiss and from the fact that Peter's mom probably knows what we were up to. I wonder, too, what she knows about what's been going on with us, how much he's told her, if anything. How was your Christmas, Lara Jean? His mom asks me. I blow into my mug. It was really nice. My dad bought my little sister a puppy, and we've just been fighting over who gets to hold him. And my older sister's still home from college, so that's been nice too. How was your holiday, Mrs. Kavinsky? Oh, it was nice. Quiet. She points to her slippers. Owen got me these. How did the holiday party go? Did your sisters like the fruitcake cookies Peter baked? Honestly, I can't stand them. Surprised, I look over at Peter, who is suddenly busy scrolling on his phone. I thought you said your mom made them. His mom smiles a proud kind of smile. Oh no, he did it all by himself. He was very determined. They tasted like garbage. Owen yells from the kitchen. His mom laughs again, and then things are silent. My mind is racing, trying to think up potential conversation pieces. New Year's resolutions, maybe? The snowstorm we're supposed to get next week? Peter's no help at all. He's looking at his phone again. She stands up. It was nice to see you, Lara Jean. Peter, don't keep her out too late. I won't. To me he says, I'll be right back, I'm just gonna get my keys. When he's gone, I say, I'm sorry for dropping in like this on New Year's Day. I hope I wasn't interrupting anything. You're welcome here anytime. She leans forward and puts her hand on my knee. With a meaningful look she says, just be easy with his heart is all I ask. My stomach does a dip. Did Peter tell her what happened between us? She gives my knee a pat and stands up. Good night, Lara Jean. Good night, I echo. Despite her kind smile, I feel like I've just gotten in trouble. There was a hint of reproach in her voice. I know I heard it. Don't mess with my son is what she was saying. Was Peter very upset by what happened between us? He didn't make it out like he was. Annoyed, maybe a little hurt. Certainly not hurt enough to talk to his mom about it. But maybe he and his mom are really close. I hate to think I may have already made a bad impression. Before Peter and I have even gotten going, it's pitch black out, not many stars in the sky. I think maybe it'll snow again soon. At my house, all the lights are on downstairs, and Margot's bedroom light is on upstairs. Across the street I can see Ms. Rothschild's little Christmas tree lit up in the window. Peter and I are warm and cozy in his car. Heat billows out the vents. I ask him, did you tell your mom about how we broke up? No. Because we never broke up, he says, turning the heat down. We didn't? He laughs. No, because we were never really together, remember? Are we together now? Is what I'm wondering, but I don't ask, because he puts his arm around me and tilts my head up to his, and I'm nervous again. Don't be nervous, he says. I give him a quick kiss to prove I'm not. Kiss me like you missed me, he says, and his voice goes husky. I did, I say. My letter told you I did. Yeah, but I kiss him before he can finish. Properly. Like I mean it. He kisses back like he means it too. Like it's been 400 years. And then I'm not thinking anymore and I'm just lost in the kissing. 3. After Peter drops me off, I run inside to tell Margot and Kitty everything, and I feel like a purse bulging with gold coins. I can't wait to spill. Kitty's lying on the couch, watching TV with Jamie Foxx pickle in her lap, and she scrambles up when I come through the door. In a hushed voice she says, "Go-Go's crying." My enthusiasm dries up instantly. What? Why? I think she went over to Josh's and they had a talk and it wasn't good. You should go check on her. Oh no. This isn't how it was supposed to go for them. They were supposed to get back together, like Peter and me. Kitty settles back on the couch, remote in hand, her sisterly duty fulfilled. How did it go with Peter? Great, I say. Really great. The smile comes to my face without me even intending it, and I quickly wipe it away, out of respect for Margot. I go to the kitchen and make Margot a cup of night-night tea, 2 tablespoons of honey, like Mommy used to make us for bedtime. For a second I contemplate adding a splash of whiskey because I saw it on a Victorian show on PBS. The maids would put whiskey in the lady of the manor's hot beverage to calm her nerves. I know Margot drinks at college, but she already has a hangover, and besides, I doubt Daddy would be into it. So I just put the tea, sans whiskey, in my favorite mug, and I send Kitty upstairs with it. I tell her to act adorable. I say she should first give Margot the tea and then snuggle with her for at least 5 minutes. Which Kitty balks at, because Kitty only cuddles if there's something in it for her, and also because I know it frightens her to see Margot upset. I'll just bring her Jamie to cuddle with, Kitty says, selfish. When I go to Margot's room with a piece of buttered cinnamon toast, Kitty's nowhere in sight and neither is Jamie. Margot's curled up on her side, crying. It's really over, Lara Jean, she whispers. It's been over, but now I know it's over for good. I thought that if I wanted to get back together, he would too, but he doesn't. I curl up next to her, my forehead pressed to her back. I can feel every breath she takes. She weeps into her pillow, and I scratch her shoulder blades the way she likes. The thing to know about Margot is she never cries. So seeing her cry sets my world, and this house, off its axis. Everything feels tilted somehow. He says that long distance is too hard, that I was right to break up with him in the first place. I missed him so much, and it seems like he didn't miss me at all. I bite my lip guiltily. I was the one who encouraged her to talk to Josh. This is partly my fault. Margot, he did miss you. He missed you like crazy. I would look out the window during French class, and I would see him outside on the bleachers eating his lunch alone. It was depressing. She sniffles. Did he really? Yes. I don't understand what's the matter with Josh. He acted like he was so in love with her, he practically went into a depression when she was gone. And now this sighing, she says, I think I just still really love him. You do? Love. Margot said love. I don't think I've ever heard her say she loved Josh before. Maybe in love, but never love. Margot wipes her eyes with her sheet. The whole reason I broke up with him was so I wouldn't be that girl crying over her boyfriend, and now that's exactly what I am. It's pathetic. You're the least pathetic person I know, Go-Go. I tell her. Margot stops sniffling and rolls around so we're lying face to face. Frowning at me, she says, I didn't say I was pathetic. I said crying over a boy was. Oh, I say. Well, I still don't think it's pathetic to cry over someone. It just means you care about them deeply and you're sad. I've been crying so much I feel like my eyes look like shriveled up raisins. Do they? Margot squints at me. They are swollen, I admit. Your eyes just aren't used to crying. I have an idea. I leap out of bed and run downstairs to the kitchen. I fill a cereal bowl with ice and 2 silver spoons and come running back. Lie back down, I instruct, and Margot obeys. Close your eyes. I put a spoon over each eye. Does this really work? I saw it in a magazine. When the spoons warm up against her skin, I dip them back into the ice and back onto her face, over and over again. She asks me to tell her what happened with Peter, so I do, but I leave out all the kissing because it feels in poor taste in light of her own heartbreak. She sits up and says, "You don't have to pretend to like Peter just to spare my feelings." Margot swallows painfully, like she has a sore throat. "If any part of you still likes Josh, if he likes you." I gasp in horror. I open my mouth to deny it, to say that it feels like forever ago already, but she silences me with her hand. It would be really hard, but I wouldn't want to stand in the way of that, you know? I mean it. Lara Jean. You can tell me. I'm so relieved, so grateful she's bringing it up. I rush to say, "Oh my gosh, I don't like Josh, go. Not like that. Not at all. And he doesn't like me like that either. I think we were both just missing you. Peter's the one I like." Under the blanket, I find Margot's hand and link my pinky with hers. "Sister swear." She swallows hard. Then I guess there's no secret reason for him not wanting to get back together. I guess it's as simple as he just doesn't want to be with me anymore. No, it's as simple as you're in Scotland and he's in Virginia and it's too hard. You were wise to break it off when you did. Wise and brave and right. Doubt creeps across her face like dark shadows, and then she shakes her head and her expression clears. Enough about me and Josh. We're yesterday's news. Tell me more about Peter. Please, it'll make me feel better. She lies back down, and I put the spoons back on her eyes. Well, tonight at first he was very cool with me, very blasé, no, go all the way back to the beginning. So I go back further, I tell her about our pretend relationship, the hot tub, everything. She keeps taking the spoons off so she can look at me as I tell her. But before long her eyes do look less puffy. And I feel lighter, giddy, even. I've kept all these things secret from her for months, and now she knows everything that's happened since she's been gone, and I feel so close to her again. You can't be close to someone, not truly, with secrets in between you. Margot clears her throat. She hesitates and then asks, "So, how does he kiss?" I'm blushing. I tap my fingers on my lips before I say, "He kisses like it could be his job." Margot giggles and lifts the spoons off her eyes. Like a male prostitute? I grab one of the spoons and tap her on the forehead with it like a gong. Ow. She snatches for the other spoon, but I'm too quick and I've got them both. We're both laughing like crazy as I try to get in another gong on her forehead. Margot, did it hurt when you had sex? I'm careful not to say Josh's name. It's strange, because Margot and I have never talked about sex before in any kind of real way, because neither of us had a point of reference. But now she does and I don't, and I want to know what she knows. I mean, the first couple of times, a little. Now she's the one who's blushing. Lara Jean, I can't talk about this with you. It's too weird. Can't you just ask Chris? No. I want to hear it from you. Please, go. You have to tell me everything about it so I'll know. I don't want to look like a fool when I do it the first time. It's not like Josh and I had sex hundreds of times. I'm not an expert. He's the only person I've done it with. But if you're thinking about having sex with Peter, make sure you're careful and you use a condom and everything. I nod quickly. This is when she'll get to the good stuff. And just be really sure as you can be. And make sure he knows to be really gentle and caring with you, so it's special and it's something you can look back on with good feelings. Got it. So, how long did it last from start to finish? Not that long. Don't forget, it was Josh's first time too. She sounds wistful. Now I feel wistful too. Peter's done it with Genevieve so many times, he's probably an expert by now. I'll probably even have an orgasm my first time out. Which is great, but it might have been nice if we both didn't know what we were doing instead of just me. You don't regret it, do you? No. I don't think so. I think I'll always be glad it was with Josh. No matter how it's turned out. This is a relief to me, that even now, with eyes red from crying, Margot still doesn't regret having loved Josh. I sleep in her room that night like old times, huddled beside her under her quilt. Margot's room is coldest. Because it's above the garage. I listen as the heat clicks off and on. In the dark next to me she says, I'm going to date a bunch of Scottish guys when I get back to school. When else will I have another opportunity like that, right? I giggle and roll over so we're face to face. No, wait, don't date a bunch of Scottish guys. Date one from England, one from Ireland, one from Scotland. And Wales. A tour of the British Empire. Well, I am going to school to study anthropology, Margot says, and we giggle some more. You know the saddest part? Josh and I will never be friends like we were before. Not after all this. That part's just over now. He was my best friend. I give her fake wounded eyes to lighten the mood, so she won't start crying again. Hey, I thought I was your best friend. You're not my best friend. You're my sister, and that's more. It is more. Josh and I had started out so easy, so fun, and now we're like strangers. I'll never have that person back, who I knew better than anyone and who knew me so well. I feel a pinch in my heart. When she says it that way, it's so sad. You could become friends again, after some time has passed. But it wouldn't be the same, I know that. You'd always be mourning what once was. It would always be a little bit less, but it won't be like before. No, I agree. I suppose it won't. Strangely, I think of Genevieve, of who we used to be to each other. Ours was the kind of friendship that makes sense as a kid, but not so much now that we're older. I suppose you can't hold on to old things just for the sake of holding on. It's the end of an era, it seems. No more Margot and Josh. This time for real. It's real because Margot is crying, and I can hear it in her voice that it's over, and this time we both know it. Things have changed, don't let it happen to you, Lara Jean. Don't get too serious to where things can't go back. Be in love with Peter if you want, but be careful with your heart. Things feel like they'll be forever, but they aren't. Love can go away, or people can, without even meaning to. Nothing is guaranteed. Gulp. I promise I'll be careful. But I'm not sure I even know what that means. How can I be careful when I already like him so much? Margot's off shopping for new boots with her friend Casey, Daddy's at work, and Kitty and I are lazing about watching TV when my phone buzzes next to me. It's a text from Peter. Movie tonight? I text back yes, exclamation point. Then I delete the exclamation point for sounding too eager. Though without the exclamation point, the yes seems completely unenthused. I settle on a smiley face and press send before I can obsess over it further. Who are you texting with? Kitty is sprawled out on the living room floor, spooning pudding into her mouth. Jamie tries to steal a lick, but she shakes her head and scolds, you know you can't have chocolate. I was texting with Peter. You know, that might not even be real chocolate. It might be imitation. Check the label. Of all of us, Kitty is firmest with Jamie. She doesn't immediately pick him up when he's crying to be held, she sprays him in the face with a water bottle when he's naughty. All tricks she's learning from our across-the-street neighbor Ms. Rothschild, who it turns out is kind of a dog whisperer. She used to have 3 dogs, but when she and her husband got divorced, she got to keep Simone the golden retriever, and he got custody of the other 2. Is Peter your boyfriend again? Kitty asks me, I'm not sure. After what Margot said last night about taking things slow and being careful with my heart and not going to a point of no return, maybe it's good to exist in a place of unsureness for a while. Also, it's hard to redefine something that never had a clear definition in the first place. We were two people pretending to like each other, pretending to be a couple, so now what are we? And how might it have unfolded if we'd started liking each other without the pretense? Would we ever have been a couple? I guess we'll never know. What do you mean, you're not sure? Kitty presses. Shouldn't you know if you're somebody's girlfriend or not? We haven't discussed it yet. I mean, not explicitly. Kitty switches the channel. You should look into that. I roll on my side and prop myself up on my elbow. But would that change anything? I mean, we like each other. What's the difference between that and the label? What would change? Kitty doesn't answer. Hello? Sorry, can you say that again at the commercial break? I'm trying to watch my show. I throw a pillow at her head. I would be better off discussing these things with Jamie. I clap my hands. Come here, Jamie. Jamie lifts his head to look at me and then lies back down again, nestled against Kitty's side, still hoping for pudding, I'm sure. In the car last night, Peter didn't seem troubled by the status of our relationship. He seemed happy and carefree as always. I'm definitely a person who worries too much over every little thing. I could do with a bit more of Peter's roll with it philosophy in my life. Want to help me pick out what to wear to the movies with Peter tonight? I ask Kitty, can I come too? No. Kitty starts to pout and I amend, maybe next time. Fine. Show me two options and I'll tell you which is the better one. I dart upstairs to my room and start going through my closet. This will be our actual first date. I want to wow him a bit. Unfortunately, Peter's already seen me in my good outfits, so the only thing to do is go for Margot's closet. She has a cream sweater dress she brought back from Scotland that I can put with tights and my little brown boots. There's also her periwinkle fair all sweater I've been admiring. I can wear it with my yellow skirt and a yellow ribbon in my hair, which I'll curl, because Peter once told me he liked it curled. Kitty. I scream. Come up and look at my two options. On the commercial break. She screams back. In the meantime, I text Margot, can I borrow your Farrell sweater or your cream sweater dress? Kitty votes for the Farrell sweater, saying I look like I'm wearing an ice skating outfit, which I like the sound of. You can wear it if we go ice skating, she says. You, me, and Peter. I laugh. All right. Peter and I are standing in line for popcorn at the movies. Even just this mundane thing feels like the best mundane thing that's ever happened to me. I check my pocket to make sure I've still got my ticket stub. This I'll want to save. Gazing up at Peter, I whisper, this is my first date. I feel like the nerdy girl in the movie who lands the coolest guy in school, and I don't mind one bit. Not one bit. How can this be your first date when we've gone out plenty of times? It's my first real date. Those other times were just pretend, this is the real thing. He frowns. Oh, wait, is this real? I didn't realize that. I move to slug him in the shoulder, and he laughs and grabs my hand and links my fingers with his. It feels like my heart is beating right through my hand. It's the first time we've held hands for real, and it feels different from those fake times. Like electric currents, in a good way. The best way. We're moving up in the line, and I realize I'm nervous, which is strange, because this is Peter. But he's also a different Peter, and I'm a different Lara Jean, because this is a date, an actual date. Just to make conversation, I ask, so, when you go to the movies, are you more of a chocolate kind of candy or a gummy kind of candy? Neither. All I want is popcorn. Then we're doomed. You're neither, and I'm either, or all of the above. We get to the cashier and I start fishing around for my wallet. Peter laughs. You think I'm going to make a girl pay on her first date? He puffs out his chest and says to the cashier, can we have one medium popcorn with butter, and can you layer the butter? And a Sour Patch Kids and a box of Milk Duds. And one small cherry Coke. How did you know that was what I wanted? I pay a lot better attention than you think, Covey. Peter slings his arm around my shoulders with a self-satisfied smirk, and he accidentally hits my right boob. Ow. He laughs an embarrassed laugh. Whoops. Sorry. Are you okay?